Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. Welcome to Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's late night transfer news, rumours, noise, murmurings, incomings, outgoings, reunions. We might as well add reunions onto the end of the Transfer Hub intro because we're having a reunion with Tammy Abraham. And the rumor that's hit tonight is that there's going to be potentially a reunion with Douglas Luiz. So, Villa fans, if you're new to the Villa, make sure you are subscribing. Let's smash the like button and comment your thoughts on the rumor of Douglas Luiz back to Villa. I've just seen that we've gone live. We had 2, 5, and 109. Just went 109 in the building. I'm not gonna lie, I was just watching a bit of football, then I put YouTube on, checked my phone, and then I was hit by Douglas Luiz. And we're gonna go straight to the source then. And I think the source is pretty good, to be honest. Very connected at times with Fabrizio Romano. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if Fabrizio drops something as well. But here we go. This is where the source is coming from. Now, what we do know is that we were linked with Luiz about a week ago, and then it came out that Chelsea were linked with him as well. So the link has been there during this window. But now this wording of this tweet from Matteo Moretti saying Douglas Luiz to Aston Villa, negotiations are progressing favourably. In the last few hours, the parties have had new positive contacts. The footballer looks favourably upon returning to a place where he has felt very comfortable. So here's the rumor. This is where it's coming from. Let me know in the chat now then how you are feeling. And I'll read some of them out before I give my thoughts, because I've got my thoughts on this and we'll go from there. So hammer the chat now with your thoughts and I'll read them all out. While we're doing that, make sure you're hitting the like button. Let's try and get as many Villa fans in here as possible. So I think some of you have been, you're looking at adding 2 and 2 together, and I think some of you are thinking that Tielemans is out. I don't really think I'm personally looking at it in that way. I think we've already got midfield issues anyway with Kamara and McGinn out. So I think we are looking anyway, aren't we? We've been linked with Loftus-Cheek. So there's been movement there already. Conor Gallagher. So I wouldn't really think Tielemans is... I mean, touch wood, touch any bit of wood we got. What we got wood in front of me. I mean, yeah, touch any bit of wood you can. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? And just, yeah, fingers crossed. I think Tielemans will be all right. It looks like he rolled his ankle a little bit. What are we saying there? Like a little sprain, maybe? Sprained his ankle. Let's hope that it's just that. So some of you are saying that you know it might be something to do with Tielemans. I'm not too sure on that, to be honest. So let's have a look then. So we've got no thank you, overrated. I don't think Yuri injury is that serious. Get him back. He would want to come. I agree with that. I think he would want to come. Remember when they were all gaming and he was like, I miss Villa, guys. I miss Villa. Like, I know he misses Villa, and fair enough. Can we loan him then, as we have Elliot? I don't think we can we? So I don't think we can. I don't think we can loan him, can we? If we've got Elliot, so Elliot would have to go because we're only allowed the 2 domestic loans, aren't we? But if he plays for Juventus, we're allowed a European. We're allowed another European loan, aren't we? So I imagine he would become a Juventus player and then we would loan him. So I'll get into that in a second, but we're not loaning him from Forest, are we? We'd be loaning him from Juventus. I think we're allowed to do that, aren't we? With the situation with our midfield, I would take him. No point, give it a few weeks and we won't need him anyway. Plus, got a good run coming up. So, what would Dougie bring us now? We need players who understand the structure and make impact if needed. Luiz and Bailey both know what Unai expects. So you're saying Fabrizio has now tweeted it. What's he saying now? What did I say at the start of this? So we've got Fabrizio Romano's tweeted it. What's he saying? Aston Villa are working on Douglas Luiz's return as a priority. Aston Villa in active talks with Douglas Luiz after initial approach revealed last week. Villa working on Douglas Luiz's return as priority. There are 2 others on the list. So is Loftus-Cheek on the list? Is Onyedika on the list? I actually like him. Makes sense, Dougie, to come back. He'd slot back in. Yuri's miles better than Luiz. Luiz would be back up. And again, how many good midfielders are available on loan? Rather a loan now than a perm. Then we regret it in the summer. I'll take Luiz. He knows the club, knows the standards, and loves the club. Dougie is a drifter. Not sure on that lingo, mate. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know what that word means, mate. My heart absolutely says yes. Screw that. My head says yes. We are allowed. I think we are allowed a European loan. We are allowed a European loan. Right. What are my thoughts on this? I've just seen that he can take penalties as well. That's a good point. Luiz is owned by Juve, so we can loan him. That's what I think off the top of my head. Right, so let's run through my thoughts then. I actually feel like some of you are mentioning something that's very important, and we've seen this with Douglas Luiz about the pick up and play and knowing the system. I think that's very important now. And I think that's important with where we are in this window with specific players. We're not in a position to bring in a player now and say, you're going to take 6 or 7 weeks to integrate in the team, to learn the system, for Unai to slowly adapt you. I don't think with this midfielder, that's not where we're at, are we? We can look at, say, Alisson and go on the right-hand side. We've got Douglas Luiz, bed Alisson in it. I mean, that's fine. But with a midfielder, like what some of you are saying, there's no point getting a midfielder that's going to sit on a bench and not really impact. So if there's a player out there that can come straight in and play, perfect. That is perfect. Now, Douglas Luiz, I will say this. Every time I've watched Douglas Luiz play since he's left Villa, he's looked a completely different player to me. He hasn't looked like the player that we had the first half of that season when he was in that massive purple patch and he was doing well. The season we got Champions League. So I would say that he hasn't looked like Dougie since he left Villa. Now, the good thing about that is that, and I believe this with a lot of players, that when Unai Emery leaves you, part of the football leaves you, because Unai Emery is an absolute genius and he improves them all. Okay, he improves most of them. Yes, you could say there's a couple where it dips out and it flutters out and he reaches a massive peak and then, like Bailey's purple patch season, and then can he maintain it? He couldn't. So his level drops a little bit. You can get that. But for the main part, you look at a lot of them and they keep that level. We're talking about Matty Cash, Konsa, Digne, Pau, Tielemans, Kamara, McGinn. Roger, the level is still very high. So I think Emery plays a big part in that. And I also believe that one of the moves for Douglas Luiz is just a ridiculous move, the Forest move. I mean, he's not a Deutsch player. He's not a Deutsch player at all. And he's in that team, and the team are struggling. There's no real balance to that team. So I think I can kind of give him a bit of a pass there. The Juventus situation, I don't really think their fan base got on board with him. I don't think their fan base took him in. And I think that maybe affected him a little bit as well. And the settling in period. So that didn't really work. So I think it is the Unai Emery factor. I think it's the factor that he left Villa, that his performances have somewhat not been at the correct level. Again, some of you are asking about the loans. We are still allowed one more loan from a European club. So he would be a Juventus player, so he can move around. So, but then you look at some of his stats at Forest. My eye test is saying he's not playing that well, but some of the numbers show that he's actually still doing pretty decent. So if we have a look at some of his numbers this season in the Premier League, he's got no goals, no assists, which, I mean, he was a creative midfielder at Villa, wasn't he? I'm not mistaking him for someone else, am I here, guys? He was an attacking midfielder that arrived late to the edge of the box and scored goals. So I don't know what Dyche has done to him here, but it would suggest that Dyche has just said, keep the ball. I don't want you to do anything else other than keep it. So his passing accuracy at 92%, in his own half 96, opposition 89, which is good. But is he playing those riskier passes? It would suggest not. We've got dribble success at 17%. We've got total duels at 58, ground duels 59, aerials at 50, which is good. 2.5 ball recoveries per game, 1.3 tackles per game. So those numbers are pretty decent there. If we just go and have a look at his season last year, then let's try and get Serie A last season. So 6.86 overall, no goals, no assists. So he hasn't scored a goal in the league since he left Villa. 19 appearances, only 3 starts in Serie A last season. Passing stats, all right, I think. Yeah, decent still. Successful duels, 79%, 55 ground duels. So I think my conclusion here would be that we could do a lot worse than Douglas Luiz in this window. I think that's probably where I'm at. Do I like it because I think we're short? Yes. If everybody was fit, would he play? Don't think so. But as of now, with our injury situation, with Kamara and McGinn, I actually think it's good. I actually think I like it. So I think that's where I'm at. And I think pick up and play. And we've been chatting in our WhatsApp group this evening on Up the Villa. And we've been talking about like how many wins do we need to get Champions League? And we were saying around 69 to 70 points. I mean, I think 69. I actually think probably less, to be honest. If you're talking like 5th place, it's probably going to be less than that. But if we're trying to maintain 3rd and look up, then what do we need? 7 more wins? And you look at Villa's fixture list coming up. This is like a huge phase in our season now where I don't really like to look at the fixtures and go, what do you predict? But we've got to be realistic of where we are. Like, we're a very good team. We're 3rd in the league. What's the next phase of our season and how important is it? Well, if you look at these fixtures coming up now, we've got Brentford up at the weekend. And then as we move into, so we've got Brentford at the weekend, then we've got Bournemouth away, Brighton at home, FA Cup, Leeds at home, Wolves away. I mean, you look at those fixtures alone there, the next four, Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton, Leeds in the Premier League. That's 4 games there. When we're looking at, we probably only need to win about 7 or 8 now to get guaranteed top 4 Champions League football. And those are important there. So right now he's so important. And then we've got more difficult ones like Chelsea, United, in and around us. I don't think we lose all the games against, say, Chelsea, United, Liverpool, City. We then have West Ham, Forest, Sunderland. You know, there's Fulham, Spurs, Burnley. There's so many wins there that we can get. So getting somebody that knows the system right now that can just adapt and play, I think is really important. So what we'll do before I go, let's hammer the chat then. Douglas Luiz, yes or no? And we'll see what the majority are saying. We've got over 700 watching. So if you are new, make sure you're subscribing, smash the likes, comment your thoughts, yes or no to Dougie. And we'll have a look at what the majority is saying. Right, so we've got bring him home. So we've got no, no, yes, 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 no, yes, yes, no, yes, 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 yes. I think the yeses are starting to take over. There are a good few no's in there. What would we say? It's 60-40. I mean, there's loads of yeses that are coming in. There's loads of yeses, right? Absolutely loads of them flying in there. Right, so got a little, not a quiz, but I got some things. So basically, I got in a bit of a hole, guys. Remember these? Right, remember these. For some reason, I'm a bit obsessed now with buying them. So I've got 2 more, and I want you to guess who it is. Okay, right. So not this one, because we know who this one is. Right, who's this? Who do we think that is? In the chat, let me know who you think that is. I don't actually think this one looks like him that much, but I've got another one. So let me know who this one is, and then you can guess who this one is. Yeah, you've all got that one quite easy. Melberg, right? So who is this? This one proper looks like him, right? Right, who's that? Who's that? I love these. Do you know what? Because they're only like cheap. They were cheap back in the day. So they were probably like £3 something back in the day. And you can get them off eBay and they're still like cheap. So yeah, and actually like the quality of them, they actually look like them. So well made, to be honest. Right, see if you can guess this one. So you've all got Melberg. Right, who's this one? Let's see if you can all guess it. Yeah, you've all got it. It's Vassell. Yeah, this one's Vassell. So I've got Vassell, Melberg, and I mean this one's the best one. That looks proper like Angel, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm probably gonna buy some more and get a little collection going. But anyway, I'm just waffling. So let's just quickly see if there's any other news that's gone in while we've been talking, and then we can round off. So yeah, so this one is saying, yeah, it's just sticking with what Fabrizio's saying, that we're working on Douglas Luiz. So that's all for tonight then. Late night transfer news. But on the way out then, guys, make sure you are hitting the like button. It'll help attract more Villa fans to this little cheeky live stream. Subscribe if you're new. I'll be back tomorrow. I've got a episode that will be coming out towards the evening. Hopefully an episode dropping in the morning regarding a certain someone signing. So cheers, everyone. Up the Villa.